Peace and love, black family. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, live and direct, Wilmington, Delaware. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey, RBG, International Leadership Academy for Pan-African Excellence. We are marching forward. Midnight tonight, pull out a little liquor. Midnight tonight, pull out a little liquor. Midnight tonight, pull out a little liquor, or do it tomorrow as we celebrate the 202nd solar return of the greatest black leader to ever walk on American soil. That would be none other than my kinsman, the Honorable Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey Douglass. He turns 202 years old tomorrow. Honor the greatest of the great. He's the Moses and I'm the Aaron. This is a bloodline black leadership cartel. I said this is a bloodline black leadership cartel. A special message to the white teacher. Special message to white teachers. Special message to white teachers. Number one, if you're teaching black children, the first thing you need to do is you need to take an account, an assessment of your own personal racist views, beliefs, and opinions about black people. If you do not take account of your own racial bias, and if you are white, you most certainly have racial bias towards Africans. Just like Africans have racial bias towards themselves because your forefathers put it in us. So there's no such thing as a white woman who does not have prejudice towards black people. But the difference between your prejudice towards us and our prejudice towards you is that our prejudice cannot be transformed into racism. Your prejudice can be transformed into racism. In other words, as a white person, you have the ability to take your prejudice and turn it into a weapon against black people. Black people do not have the power to take our prejudice and turn it into a weapon against you. By virtue of being the teacher, the principal, the dean of students, the social worker, the counselor, the school psychologist, the nurse, you can take your prejudice and you can weaponize it. When prejudice is weaponized, when prejudice can be weaponized, then prejudice becomes racism. Prejudice without racism is nothing but an attitude. Black people can have an attitude towards white people, but white people can enforce their attitude towards blacks, and that's the difference. Black people can have an attitude towards white people, but white people can enforce their attitude towards black people, which makes it racism. It is prejudice plus power equals racism. Prejudice plus power equals racism. Now, getting back to the classroom, you have to be aware of your racial bias so you can control it. A white woman, a white male who tries to act like they're not racist is going to end up exercising and enacting more racism in their classroom than the white person who admits that they have racism. So that's number one. Be aware of your racism. Accept the fact that you are a racist. If you do not accept the fact that you are a racist, your black students will suffer from it. Because you will make excuses to justify everything you do as opposed to blaming your behavior on what is responsible for it, and that is your racism. So that's number one. Take account of your racism. Number two. Stop making the fatal mistake, white teachers. Stop making the fatal mistake, white teachers. Stop making the fatal mistake, white teachers, of thinking that in order to be culturally sensitive, you got to let black kids do whatever the hell they want. Let me say that again. I see a lot of white female do-gooders in the classroom. I see a lot of white female do-gooders in the classroom who confuse cultural sensitivity with a lack of structure. Cultural sensitivity is not a lack of structure. And too many white folks, liberals, do-gooders, believe that to be culturally sensitive to black children is to let them underachieve. To be culturally sensitive to black children is to let them get away with murder. To be culturally sensitive to black children, you can't hold them responsible for their behavior. I totally disagree with this. That is a form of racism itself. That is a form of racism itself. That is a form of racism itself. Okay? Because your black children will not be better served by you letting them do what they want. As a white person, you need to hold black children to the same standard academically and behaviorally that you hold white students to. As a white teacher, you should hold black students to the same academic and behavioral standard that you hold white children to. When you don't hold black children to the same academic and behavioral standard that you hold white children to, you are in effect practicing separate and unequal. You are practicing separate and unequal. You have literally Jim Crow'd your classroom the minute you start letting black children underachieve. You have Jim Crow'd your classroom the minute you start letting black people underachieve. You have Jim Crow'd your classroom the minute you start letting black people underachieve. You don't let them underachieve. Number 4, as white teachers, stop assuming black parents are disinterested. And for the black parents who are disinterested, stop assuming it's because of a character fault. My problem with you Caucasians is you walk into school holding more prejudiced opinions about black parents than you hold about their children. And this affects your ability to include them in your child's education. It's true. As a result of poverty, being overworked, undervalued, underappreciated, dealing with mental and medical issues of their own, you're going to find some black parents are not involved. But the question is why? Stop assuming if they're not involved, it's because they don't want to. A lot of our parents have some very good reasons for why they're not there. Is it acceptable? No, but it is understandable. Is it acceptable? No, but it is understandable. You assume if they're not there, it's because they don't love their children. They're not interested in their education. How about they got to work third shift and they need sleep? How about they got diabetes or stroke or they have to go to dialysis for their kidney? It's more to the story than what you know. It's more to the story than what you know, white folks. Stop making assumptions. And when you talk to black parents, stop talking down to black parents. Stop talking down. Stop treating our parents like they are children. Stop it, white folks. And then you try to create this reaction formation where you displace the blame and you try to make it look like the black people are not giving you a chance when the truth of the matter is you're already biased when you meet them. You're already being disrespectful from the first conversation. White teachers, stop letting black athletes get away with murder. One of the best things you can do as a white teacher is let your black athletes know, I don't give a damn how good you are at football, basketball, track, gymnastics, baseball. I don't give a damn. If you don't achieve in this class, you will fail. Tell them that. Stop letting these black boys think they can do whatever they want because they're good at a sport. Hell no, that is not real life. Do I think you white people should be teaching our children? No, I don't. Because your unconscious bias is going to destroy the self-esteem of black children. I said your unconscious bias is going to destroy the self-esteem of black children. So I would rather not you teach our children, because I am of the firm position that more child abuse takes place in the classroom than it does at home. I am of the firm opinion that more child abuse takes place in the classroom than it does at home. So if it was up to me, you would not be teaching no black children at all if it was up to me. See, the problem in America is most white students will never have a black teacher. That's not the issue. The fact that most white students will never have a black teacher is not the issue. The issue is most black children will never have a black teacher either. The issue is most black children will never have a black teacher either. The issue is most black children will never have a black teacher as well. And that's the problem. Public education is a white woman's empire. Public education is a white woman's empire. And truth be told, y'all deliberately keep black men and women out of the teaching profession. Y'all do this deliberately. You do it deliberately. It's called job protection for white folks. And then y'all collaborate with America's large, major, inner city inner city black public school districts. Y'all collaborate with the Human Resources Office. The white teachers unions collaborate with the Human Resources Office of the school districts. And y'all bully every black teacher that gets hired into becoming a member of your union. Never telling them that they don't have to. Y'all force them to. Y'all set it up like joining the union is a part of getting hired. This is what you do to keep on getting your money and growing your organization, your white racist teacher union. Stop worrying about my ringtone. Focus on what's important. Black people, we have to become more politically mature. Some of you focus too much on what's not important. I need us to become more pragmatic as we enter our 401st year in America. As we enter our 5th century in America, let's become more mature as black people and stop focusing on what's non-essential. We need to nation build. So if we're not focusing on that, which leads to nation building, then that's irrelevant activity. Nation building. Oprah and Gayle, that ain't got shit to do with nation building. Nothing at all. You can talk about it. Snoop Dogg and Gayle, you can talk about it. I don't have a problem with you talking about it. But what is that doing for us as a people? Irrelevant activity must cease. There's too much irrelevant activity in Black America. The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, whose red, black, and green flag turns 100 years old this summer, and we hope to be celebrating it right here on the campus of FDMG. Garvey said, never let a day go by where you don't do something for your race. Garvey said, never let a day go by where you don't do something for your race. We got to become more focused on nation building. Institutions, systems, networks, communities, services, institutions, networks, communities, services. That's what I'm about. Some of you just want to intellectually masturbate the latest hot topic in Black America. I'm not interested. You want to chase fires, join the fire department. You want to chase fires, join the fire department. Block party. Block party. Bring me some Seagram's ginger ale, my brother. You're the first one invited to the block party today. It's rainy and wet in Delaware today, but that's all right. We're going to have a block party for you anyway. Dwayne Wade and his son. What is that doing for black folks? See, y'all don't want to do no work. Negroes who don't like the work is always finding something to talk about that don't have nothing to do with work. Can I get an ashe? 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 I'm going to say it again. Negroes who don't want to do no work is always finding something else to talk about that don't have nothing to do with doing no damn work. Can I get an ashe? Can I get an ashe? Will the real activists please stand up? Will the real nation builders please stand up? Is it okay for Dwayne Wade's 12-year-old son to do anything? What are you going to do about it? What can you do about Dwayne Wade's son? Not a damn thing. But I'll tell you what you could do. You can help me build this school so we can stop other black boys from falling into the psychosexual propaganda war. That's something we can do. We must become solutions-oriented, solutions-focused. But all y'all want to do is talk hot topics and watch YouTube videos. That's what black consciousness is today. That's what I wonder what H. Rap Brown thinks from his prison cell. I wonder what Stokely Carmichael thinks from heaven. Garvey, Tubman, what are they thinking about us? Douglas. Once we get this school ready, we're going to have the first annual conference for Black African nation builders. First annual conference for Black African nation builders, not intellectual masturbators. Y'all have that conference every day on YouTube. Not intellectual masturbation. Y'all have that conference every day on YouTube. You text me and you didn't get a response. Why do you think Dr. Umar Johnson owes you a response? Why? I get about 500 text messages a day, about 1,000 emails a day. My voicemail gets filled up 5 times a day. Why do I owe you a response, my brother? If you really wanted to reach me, you would have sent an email. No disrespect. But if you really wanted to meet me, you would have sent an email. I do not respond unless it is relevant for me. If you need help with your child, I'll always respond. I send you the information, pay your $75 for the consultation. We can have a conversation. When it's about your child, I'll always respond. Pay your $75 for the consultation and we can have a conversation. Time is money. Time is money. I got a school to build. Time is money. I got another book to print. Time is money. I got a documentary to finish. Time is money. What is my email address? DrUmarJohnson@yahoo.com. DrUmarJohnson@yahoo.com. Yes, you must be conscious, but being conscious ain't enough. Al Sharpton is conscious. Jesse Jackson is conscious. Barack Obama is conscious. Michelle Obama is conscious. All of them know what the hell is going on, but none of them done nothing about it. Being conscious is not enough. Being conscious is not enough. Brother Steve, that's you in front of the school building with your lights on? Okay, I see you. I'm coming right to you right now. All right. Peace and Black Power, family. We got to get this school together. We got to get this school together, brothers and sisters. We must get the school together. King Kong, FDMG. You know how we rock. Let's make it pop. Somebody graffitied my wall up. See how y'all do me? FDMG, where them donations at? $ FDMG school, where them donations at? Where are the donations? Let's get it. We need a Valentine's Day gift. What's going on, Brother Steve? All right, now.
I see you face to face.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know who this is in this car behind you. I ain't used to seeing too many people take a nap in front of the school like this. I don't know who that is.